Hello everyone and welcome to a Mortiferous Gaming review. This review is for Darksiders 2 on PC. Thought we'll start off with the story. Basic idea is you play as Death, one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, who's on a mission to free his brother War after he was conspired against during the first Darksiders game. You begin the story by seeking out an old one known as the Crowfather, Keeper of Secrets. After confronting him and asking for his help in clearing War's name, the Crowfather says that it is pointless and that it is a wasted effort, as War is a victim of conspiracy. Death then states that he doesn't really want to clear his brother's name, but to undo the crime he was accused of. The Crowfather tells Death of the Tree of Life, which contains what Death is looking for. I won't spoil anything here, but after meeting up with the Crowfather, you awaken in the Forge Lands, where the game opens up and you begin your journey. Roughly 20 to 40 hours worth of gameplay here, depending on if you want to 100% the game or not. The story, while present, didn't really stick with me throughout the game. I found it was weak in certain spots, and it's mostly overthrown by the fun gameplay. It is there, and it does sound great on paper. The comic book's fantastic, but it only really shows itself when it needs to, and even then it's still fairly weak in my opinion. Onto the gameplay. Apart from the main story, there's heaps of stuff to do. There's side quests. You don't have to do them. You're not really missing out on much if you decide to skip them. Gameplay is a mixture of, I'd say, God of War, Prince of Persia, and I suppose a little bit of Zelda. There's heaps of wall running, great combat, heaps of puzzles. Most of the puzzles are fairly easy, though a few of them made me look up a walkthrough so I could get past them. There's heaps of RPG elements as well. Unlike the first game, you actually get gear in this one with stats on it. The combat, I have to mention how fluid the combat is. It is fantastic, and the main draw to this game, I reckon, is the combat. For example, in a few games, if you're in the middle of a combo attack or something, and you need to dodge an incoming attack from an enemy, the game will make you finish the combo before you can actually dodge, so you generally end up getting hit. But in Darksiders 2, there's a very good dodge mechanic that stops you mid-combo, so you're able to move out of the way. There's also some very fun boss battles which can take some thinking on how to actually bring them down. Graphics, visuals, they're fine. They're not great, they're not poor. It is a console port, so I mean, from a distance they look fantastic in my opinion, but if you actually get right up close, there are some pretty bad textures, but you know, it's a console port and it's a fairly old game. And there's also a couple of clipping issues I found, but it's not a real deal breaker. You know, a scythe might go through a wall or something like that. Audio I found was amazing. The soundtrack especially. Do yourself a favour, even if you don't play the game, go listen to the soundtrack, it's beautiful. And there's also little sound effects like shimmying across wood that you grapple onto. I found pretty good as well. It actually, you know, sounds a bit like crawling across wood, I guess. Controls. Now this is, I mean, for a hack and slash game like this, most people would say to use a 360 controller or, you know, PS3, PS4, whatever you want. But in my opinion, it plays very well on mouse and keyboard for a console port. You can rewind everything. My only issue is, it's not so much a control issue, but the way they design the camera. The camera, when you're climbing up a wall or something like that, and you want to actually look around, sometimes it'll jitter back and forth like you're playing tug of war with the mouse. That's really my only gripe when it comes to the controls. Apart from that, I'd say they're pretty spot on. Now, like I said, apart from a few issues with camera angles and a hit and miss story, you know, it's there, but it's also not there at the same time, if you know what I mean. I really enjoyed myself. I'm sad to see THQ go under because, well, we don't know if who is it? Nordic Games, I believe, who took most of THQ over. We don't know if we're going to see another Darksiders, you know, and heaps of people want it. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Hopefully they can come through for us. Cinematics, yeah, they're pretty good. I don't know if it's because I'm playing this game off a half-dead hard drive, but they did stutter for me a little bit. But, you know, it catches up eventually. You don't miss out on much. Yeah, boss battles are just... I've got to mention boss battles again while we're here on a one of the big battles here. It's fantastic. It's I'd say Shadow of the Colossus would be a good match for the boss battles. They're absolutely huge in some of them. The others, you know, they're just little mini bosses. But yeah, yeah. Overall, I'd probably give it, on PC at least. I have played it on console. It was a little bit better on console. Sad to say that. PC Master Race, all that. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, hope that's been a helpful review for everyone, and thanks for watching, I guess. Alright, cheers guys, bye.
And now, you will need my help.